Yeah, hello everybody. It's me, your dad. And we're back, looking at a bunch of fake man. Let me get my setup all organized here. So, what do we got going on? Hello, Chill Bill. Hello, Gus. Hello, Master Sheffy. Hello, Blighty. Welcome in. Hello, Pix. Hello, Pumpkin Patch. Hello, Father. So, yeah, this fake decks, we're coming along a good bit. Let me see, can I adjust the volume of this music? There we go. Okay. So, where were we heading up to? We were heading up to about here. Just the end of this line. And I think if I can find my labels, or over there. Silver Wormungus, which is a fake man we're going to be looking at. It says new. And when we get down to over here, I'm just going to write script. Because what I'm going to do today is, obviously, if you don't know, these are all the childhood fake man I made, and they're kind of a mix between good and really, really terrible. And I released episodes where I would go through all of these. So I think the first episode was like 9, and the second episode was 15 or something. I know it was one of the teen numbers. Then episode 3 went from here to the end of this row. Episode 4 was half of this row. Episode 5 was the second half. Episode 6 was about half of this row. Episode 7 was the second half, started the next row. Episode 8 got us up to Nyanyi here. And then episode 9 got us up to this guy with the yellow here. So episode 10 was going to be from this worm here to these eggs, I guess you could call them. And that episode I never filmed it and I never recorded it, but I did script it. And when I scripted it, I want to say it was like 2021 or 2022 when I actually scripted that. When was Team C's happening? When did Team C's start? Because I know that I wanted to try and get it done for that, because there was like a cool concept I was going to work in. And I might be able to find the Photoshop documents that had everything in it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through the script, if I can find it, while we're looking at everything that was meant to be in Gen 10. Or episode 10, sorry. It is a weird thing, looking at like Subjectively's Mazda region stuff. And it's not a thing that only they do, where they'll say like, oh, this is hypothetical Gen 9. And it's like, Gen 9 is out, you know? What's up, DBS man? What's up, Slappy? How we doing? How's everybody doing today? It's Sunday. Jesus' birthday. Jesus' weekly birthday. Okay, so let's say 6. So this is, these are Trapezies and Trapredator. I'm going to turn this down a tiny bit. There we go. Use my 3D printer. Hell yeah. I had a friend with one. And he printed kind of like a Nintendo Switch Joy-Con dock controller type thing. But it had like a beer holder in the middle of it, so that you could like... It's basically like a beer holder with slots on the side that you can put your Joy-Cons in. So like you could have a beer while playing Zelda or whatever. But he printed in the Joy-Con things upside down. So if you actually wanted to use it and play a game, the beer would be upside down. So it kind of defeated the purpose. 29th of October. But what year was it? I have work tomorrow and it's 11 o'clock at night. Well, you don't have to stay. Hello, Sea Dragon as well. Placoderms. All I can think of right now is pachyderm. What is a placoderm? Is it like a shark? Yes, it is. Yeah, okay. It's like a Dunkleosteus. Dunkleosteus. Motion dark side to light side. Cool. It's always good to kind of change your rendering style from time to time. I'll admit, like, I'm stuck in the one I'm at the moment. Um, change is scary, but also it's how you learn. Yeah. So 2021. Okay. See, I think I had this episode scripted since 2021. Because you'll see during it there is like a very Team C's oriented Fakemon redesign. I just want to find the redesigns I did for the guys here. Shouldn't be too hard. So these, I think the second stage is like cool. The first stage is just kind of whatever. I think the first stage here is I'm just trying to translate like the original design into like a new style instead of actually, because like it still has like just knives for fins, and this one kind of keeps that. This one has a concept. This one doesn't really. Besides that, Master Chefy, you said I've been making me's in Metopia, but I read it as I'm making milfs in Metopia. So for a concept here, I'm thinking, here's a bear, okay? And there's a salmon, okay? Bears eat salmon. Bear trap eats bear. This thing is already a fish. So what if I made this like a salmon bear trap thing that eats bears? So let's say like I want to live in Milftopia. I'll be horrible though. They'd all be fucking ratty and artificial. Milftopia real. I thought you have a basking shark. Yeah, it's just I don't like. I feel like the gill cages are kind of weird. I don't know. Like I wouldn't mind sticking with this. Maybe because even like a bear trap could evolve into a prison. I feel like that's a good progression. So like this can still evolve into the second stage, you know? The game's hearing is Milktopia. Hello, Gipster. What the fuck is going on? Who the fuck is this? So let's say like bear trap. Salmon. Into cage shark. Because like yeah, it could be bear trap to be hunted, or it could be a bear trap to like trap it and then it's like in prison, you know? I just feel like this first stage doesn't really have anything going on. Also, I do want to say that going through all of these, let's call all of this like a first pass, okay? Like, because I was thinking about some of the things I did, and I was like, oh, I'll probably go back and have another look at those. So I'd say we're going to do like 2 or 3 passes, just going through the whole decks. So when we reach the end, we'll kind of go through from the start again. Bear trap salmon, so like a piranha. Kind of. But I think it's like a twist where this thing... It wouldn't... White stripe basculin kind of looks like a piranha. In fact, all the basculins kind of look like a piranha. So you could imagine like Ursaring hunting like basculin, but then this thing is also in there, and this hunts Ursaring. You know, so it would have to be pretty big. And then it evolves into a whale shark, which just makes it even more massive. You know. But maybe it only evolves in like a saltwater environment, and that's what makes it rust or something. Basculin regional fake? It could be a variant. I don't know about a fake. Because I feel like the rules of It's from the Amazon. I don't know if that was the intention of what you wrote, but I'm a piranha. They're from the Amazon. I'm gonna say saltwater Eva. Is there any salt-based evolutionary items? Lemon shark. No, I'm not doing a lemon shark. I already have one. But I feel like a bear trap fish is like a good concept to then go into. Because think about it, this traps. Here are the names. So you go from traps to imprisons. So we could say this is like an agent. And this is a warden. Let's say like a bunch of these guys clamp onto something and then they swim it back to like this guy who like takes it in and kind of keeps it there indefinitely. I feel like this second stage could use a redesign as well, but I feel like the concept is there. Shoal salt. Okay, good. Because I'm thinking it could be like an underwater evolution, just because it like evolves into a whale kind of thing, or a prisoner that becomes a prison guard. I don't think it needs to be a prisoner. I don't feel there's any point of it trapping things if it's a prisoner, if that makes sense. What was I gonna say? So let's say masculine variant. I feel like the thing is like white stripe masculine is so odd already. Because if we get like the 3 basculins, if I can get an image with all 3 of them in it, one of them is not like the other 2. Okay, I found an image of them, but their eyes are closed for some reason. So you'll see like white and or red and blue have like kind of this divot in the jaw and then a big lower jaw, whereas white striped has like a kind of the beak shape and like a tusk on the lower jaw. Like its whole jaw is different, you know. And I don't know why its eyes are closed here, but I feel like its eyes then are kind of different too, a bit. It's a weird one. Hello, Welch. We just started. Now we're talking about underbites and overbites. I'm looking at my prisoner or prison shark, whale shark concept, and I'm thinking because I have, and there is a bear in this dex. There might be another one later on. I know there's one later on that's a legendary, which will probably be changed. But this is a bugbear. Like, it is a bear. And there might be another one somewhere within here. I'm not sure. So, like, the bears eat fish. So then it's like a flipperoo where bears eat fish, bear traps catch bears. So what if I made a fish that was a bear trap? Bear goes to get fish, fish gets bear instead. And then, so I'm just trying to figure out, like, I think it can be its own thing. I don't feel like it needs to be a basculin variant. I feel like it has like a symbiotic relationship. Not symbiotic, but where it hangs out around basculin because it knows that whatever bear is there is going to try and hunt them. And then it's like, and then it takes down the bear or whatever. So it's a pretty big fish. And then you bring it into like either like you level it up in like an ocean route, or like you dive underwater and level it up, and then it evolves into kind of the whale shark prison. I feel like because the original just have like this is just gets bigger syndrome with 2 of these. There's no concept here, whereas here I feel like there is a concept. You think of a documentary. Smaller herd animals, so tangle near bigger animals like elephants. I'm trying to think of the specific. The only thing I can think of, and it's really niche, and I don't remember if this is true. So back home in Ireland, there are two types of squirrel. There's the grey squirrel, which was imported from England, and it's basically taken over the gaff. And then Ireland actually has a native red squirrel that the grey squirrels have basically bullied. But there's also an animal called the pine marten. And as far as I know, the pine marten only eats grey squirrels. It doesn't, like, it's just friendly with red squirrels. But if it sees a grey squirrel, it's like, oh, I'll kill you. So it's kind of like a red squirrel and a pine marten will hang out. And then if a grey squirrel shows up trying to bully the red squirrel, the pine marten will fuck him up. I actually did, I had a concept for that a while back. I'll show you guys. Let me see how long ago this was. Because my Pika clone for the region was a red squirrel, and then I was like, the grey squirrel then was kind of like a new Greedent evolution, because Greedent is from Galar, which is based on England, which is where the grey squirrels came from to Ireland in the first place. This is a really old concept. I think this was before Greedent ever existed, so I was just like doing some theorizing. There's the same principle where like you have like three kind of interactions where it's like this guy bullies this guy's friends with this guy, and this guy sticks up for this guy. And the grey squirrel was like rock and ground, and then the pine marten was grass, so like it would really fuck him up. These are very old designs, so they're not quite yeah, I'll keep them there for what is going on with those background colors though. It's kind of mad shit. That's the thing where some spiders will have a pet frog to keep clean. Yes! Yes, that is exactly one of them. I'm thinking as well there might be something like crocodiles and birds. But I think birds just clean crocodiles' teeth and crocodiles let them do it. So it'd be like this thing just swims with Basculin, using Basculin as bait to then get the bear. I feel like it's good. Conceptually, the only issue is that I already have a bear trap Pokemon. So I'd need to make it different from Chompart. I'll get Chompart up on screen now, just so you guys know what I'm talking about. Instagram. Where the fuck is Instagram? God, I need to do a whole, like... I need to, like, do up a proper Instagram layout and just go through all of my Fakemon and, like, put them up there, you know? It's so hard. Like, I have so much art. It's insane. So this is a redesign of, like, a post Pokedex, but pre-YouTube Pokemon. And it's just a bear trap with, like, a Pokeball mimic for an eye. Or, like, a Pokeball, yeah, its eye looks like a Pokeball in the... It'd be, like, in, like, a grassy root or something. But it's just, bear cleaning croc teeth actually comes from a myth. Is it not true? I mean, I'll educate myself. Just always seemed like a... I'm sure I've seen videos of it, though, is the thing. Maybe it's a Mandela effect. I don't know. So I just need to, like, have a way for this to kind of... I don't think it needs to literally be a bear trap, but I will write Piranha. Do we have a Piranha Pokemon? We have Carvanha. Okay. Oh, so if it's a Piranha into a Shark, what if it's a Carvanha variant? But I feel like the kind of shape language is too different. I can't already see Sharpedo looking like a prison, if that makes sense. And also I need to have it in a way where it looks more natural. Because even in the redesigns, it's like, oh, these fins are still like just knives, you know, just attached on. So I need to like blend the kind of the body parts more naturally, if that makes sense. Ugh. Let's see. Could be part steel. Oh, it is steel. It's water steel is the whole point of is one of the things that made me want to make it, because I made this back in Gen 5. Empoleon is still the only water steel type. I'm outraged. I've wanted it since Gen 4, you know? Or I guess since Gen 5, and we just never got a new one. I was like, give me a new one. We still don't have one. Insanity. So I'm going to leave the concept for those guys back there. We're going to move on to Boogerm, Snotula, and Frankenflem, whose redesigns are pretty good, I feel like. There's just one thing we can change about them. So these are snot ghosts. So first thing I do is like remove the red, which is meant to like elude kind of nosebleeds and stuff. Because the idea of like a bloody snot Pokemon, and not bloody like, alright, I'm going down to Tesco to a bloody Diet Coke. Same joke, haha. I think they can still be like mucus, because I think the label for this is ectoplasm, which I thought was just a Ghostbusters thing, but it's actually like an actual ghost hunting phenomenon of just like goo appearing. Are there still megas? I don't know if they're gonna be megas, but I'm definitely gonna like do like a boosted form, if that makes sense. So there is something I'm thinking of for this line is literally just removing this stage, because this is a snot drop or just a drip. Then this is like the number 11 thing, you know, when you see it. I'm a child and I'm stupid, and they just have like two big globs of snot coming out their nose. And then this is like the actual nose itself. Yeah. I feel like there's not really any progression between these two. To the point that this one almost looks like a redesign of that one. Does that make sense? And I feel like this is a much more fun design in the first place as well. And then I can expand upon that even further. For like something else, you know? So love the eye I gave for this guy as well. This is not a bad idea. Maybe these could even be legs as well as arms, you know? I don't know if it's floating or not yet. That's the only thing. And I feel like this is just one of those designs where it's just like, it's just concept. It's just like the concept of snot getting bigger and more powerful alongside ectoplasm. There's no I've got to give it a signature move akin to sneezing. It could have syrup blast or cannon or whatever the name of that move is. Also, did you know that shiny Diplin, the color of its move changes if it's shiny? Also, I spent so long. So I'm playing the DLC. I was fighting. I was battling the new photographer girl. She kicked my ass because I'm using a new team. Then I was like, okay, I need to get like a Pokemon that counters grass moves. And I was like, okay, I'm finally going to commit to shiny hunting a Titan. I went through 2 sandwiches. I got the shiny Citadel at the very end. I got 3 pink Sneasels. 2 are female and 1 is male. I prefer them when they're male just because like the head crest is bigger. But yeah. So I might be giving away a shiny Sneasel at some point in the future. Is 3 shiny Bludgeons? Is shiny Sneasel Bludgeon? What's the Bludgeon lore? I don't know this. Also, I will have a long form video coming out on Saturday, hopefully. And our boy Bludgeon will be getting a shout out, as he so deserves, because he is incredible. Get a habit of getting shiny Sneasels. My one was always shiny Sterly. Back in during Gen 4, I got 3 of them, and one of them was like the first encounter where you don't even have Pokeballs. And I was just like, I need to turn the game off and start again. And then like my first shiny over like Wonder Trade and like Gen 6 was a shiny Staraptor. And I was like, this is too much. This is too much. See, I feel like these are all fine. Okay, kids, are you ready? It's time to go into brand new territory. This is it. Once we see what we're about to see, there's no going back. Yeah? Let me see, can I find some additional info here? So, docs. I zoomed in on Google Docs. Let's see. Fakemon. Review. DBS FR episode 10. Okay. Oh, this is going to be so weird to go through. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna just read this off the script. It's gonna be very, very weird. Okay. We're going to a worm. It's big, it's wiggly, and it ate everything. Okay, let me organize my layout here in a way that makes some degree of sense. I am still just using the one screen. It's gonna be a hot minute before I get another one. Just because I am kind of poor at the moment. We're working on it though, it's okay. Alaskan bullworm, I don't even know what that is. Okay. So pretend okay, I have music links here too. Let's actually play the music while I'm reading this. This is gonna be such a weird experience. Okay. Have to go over to Incompetech. You playing? No. Okay, let's do this on YouTube instead. We're gonna go through this like it was an actual episode of Fake Man Review. I'm just gonna read the script. Okay. Who remembers this song? Okay. Have you ever started a YouTube series over 4 years ago that you intended to finish within a reasonable amount of time? A series in which you review your old dumb stupid fake mon and redesign them for mass appeal? Wait, that's not right. And then that would kind of fade out. Then it goes to this is like I'm making a video live. This is really weird. I just need to get the songs. This is going to be a real throwback. Only oldies will remember this one. Then this music comes up and it says, "Are you worried that new subscribers won't watch this video for a fear of not understanding? Even though it's simply reviewing Fakemon, no context required. I've been doing this for a while and I think it's high time we get back to where we started." And then I think it was just like some kind of chill music here. To then I say, I didn't date this, so I don't actually know when this was. It was 2021, if that's when TMC's was, is when I was finishing it up. So I'm going to be blunt for a second. This is technically the 10th episode of the series. You don't need to watch any of the previous episodes to understand this one. So if checking out some old dumb Fakemon and seeing them get redesigned is up your alley, stick around. Maybe even check out the previous 9 episodes. There's a playlist. There's no broad theming to the Fakemon shown in this video, as I'm just going through my old fake decks in numeric order. So some will get good, some will be bad, and some will be downright terrible. You never know what you're going to get, and that's the joy. Anyway, now that that's out of the way. So first problem here is that the start of the video takes way too fucking long. And then I want to say that I was going to use this song. Remember when it was. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say this in time. So it's like, have you ever gone and created something that you were once proud of, then to look back on it years later and just wonder, what was I doing? I've been drawing fake Pokemon for years, and I've decided to go back and review all the ones I created many moons ago because they're interesting. Welcome, bees and gorls, to Dead Bedspread's Fakemon Reviews. Starring me, Dead Bedspread. And then cool intro. Anyway, so then, if anybody doesn't know what's happening, I am reading out the script to the 10th episode of this series that I wrote and never filmed. So I'm gonna reuse that song for like a big when I do all the videos, I'm gonna do like a big kind of movie of it where I stitch them all together, and then that will be the intro that I do for that video. So then I say, hey, hello everybody. It has only been an age. I know a lot of you have been eagerly awaiting more content from my chronic old decks, so I'm not gonna lollygag around any longer. Let's get right into it. And then I think for here, I do this music then. Introducing the terror of Subterranea. It's gigantic. It's amazing. Give it up for Wormungus. If anybody knows that joke, you're my friend. And then it says to change music, but it didn't say to change it to what, so I'm just going to go back to what we were listening to in the first place. So I'm going to do these one at a time. So I'll say what I read about Wormungus. Or I'll say what I'd written down. So, yep. That is one humongous worm. I think the idea behind this was to have a land-based Pokemon that could rival Wailord in terms of size. Back when I created it, Steelix was the closest contender to Wailord. However, Mega Rayquaza and Alolan Exeggutor have since made an attempt to fill the gap. But they're still both a good 10 feet off. Yeah, Eternatus came in and Eternamaxed all over the place, but Wailord will always be my biggest non-legendary king. While writing this, I was so confidently going to say I made Wormungus because we really need a powerful bug ground type, but it turns out that it's just pure bug. Yep, turns out that this guy was meant to be a subterranean worm. Not that anything about the design would reveal that. Let me actually turn this up so you guys can get a better look at it. It's literally just a worm, but big. To prevent it from being too boring, I added a head at both ends, and also this fun visual where it's unclear if the red or the green coloration is whether it's unclear whether the red or green coloration belong to its underside or topside. Which head is the dominant one? You decide. I think this guy is fine, honestly, but there's definitely a lot of room for improvement. So yeah. This is Wormungus. It's a gigantic two-ended, two-headed worm. Which was redesigned. So let me go grab that. Let's just zoom out and DeviantArt. Give me access to look at a lot of things at the same time. It's a fucking worm. Alright, mate, it's a big worm. Are you a worm? I'm a worm. What is DeviantArt loading so slowly? Alright, you're right, mate. Yeah, I am in it. Where is he? I know I'm close to him. Where is he? I found the shiny. There we go. So here was the first redesign I did for it. Oh, Jesus. Which is more or less the same thing. I did change it to bug ground type because it is a burrowing worm. And as well, this time I based it on the bobbit worm. Still has the two heads and is really, really long. But like it's so weird how similar the two of these are in terms of like positioning and size. Let me see what year I did that redesign. I want to say it was like 2017. Yeah, 2017 is when I did that. And I've since done another one. Did I do a teaser for that redesign on DeviantArt as well? I very well may have. I understand this might be going a bit slow, but we are working with like a script and other fun bits of stuff. I think I did do a tease. Okay, let me see if I can find the new redesign I did. So for this, I'm just going to head over to OBS. I'm going to turn off Photoshop so you guys can't see it. Because if I head back into like my main menu of Photoshop, you guys are going to see spoilers for next week's video. And I don't want that to happen. Because it's a lot of cool stuff. So let me see if I search my desktop, or if I search my PC for DBSFR10, or just DBSFR.psd. Greetings, you thundering dumbass, is what I said here. Okay, so I found one. Okay, I found one of the ones where I was reviewing people's stuff live. DBSFR starters.psd. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Just to show you guys what I'm looking at right now. Let me bring it back up. The state of these guys. It's so weird to go back to these. It's like they're from another time. fade to black. I see. Okay. Whoops. Sorry about that, guys. For anybody just joining, I do have Photoshop turned off intentionally because I'm looking for something and I don't want to spoil the video coming out at the weekend because Photoshop likes to just pop things on screen. Hello, Priscillian. What the fuck is up? Fakemon review PSD. Fakemon review PSD. Fakemon review boot design doc is all I'm working on at the moment. Fakemon 2 Electric Boogaloo is a different one. Fakemon.psd. Could that be anything? It's large, whatever it is. So it's taking a hot second to open. Okay, we have the Cofagrigus in here. Some crossbreed stuff. Proto Sandy Claus and Slurp Hazard. So guys, I know I said it already, but Disneyland was Halloween themed and it was insane. I just don't know where I saved any of these things. Unless they're in the actual design document I'm looking at. Or the script. They could be. Okay, let's see if they're in here. Okay. Aha! Okay. Yes! Okay. Okay, I'm a genius. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Okay, some of them are. But not all of them. So we can kind of figure out some stuff as we go along. I might have shared them in the Discord, actually. Where is... Okay, let me search the Discord. Let's do that certain word and let's say old. Let's say... I'm sure I did this on stream. Sorry, I just found a message that said an execute variant, but it's baked beans. I know I drew this somewhere. I just can't remember where it was. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Let me find the thing. Okay, let me make this bigger so I can get like a good screenshot. And let me turn this off and turn this back on and go into OBS and turn back on Photoshop and transition back in. Okay. So this was Ramongus. This is redesign number 1, which I did back in 2017. Redesign number 2, I believe, would have been 2021. I don't think it was into 2022. Maybe I shaded it in 2022, or maybe I rendered it in 2022. I do quite like it a bit more. So, just things to think about. It's a massive bug. Like, it's a massive worm. See, I'm going to say bug now, and people are going to be like, a worm isn't a bug. But if bugs are only insects, then spider Pokemon shouldn't be bugs either. So the redesign that I was doing for Wormongus for episode 10 was this. It's just a big Chongus. We'll kind of shrink him down, put him here. So, kind of, what I was doing here was, I don't know what the deal with the colors was. I think it was like to have, just break up the low disk space. Why is that happening? Don't give me a warning about that. So the idea here was like, we need to just lower the amount of segments on it, make it smooth so like it flows better. I think maybe it has like 4 or 5 sets of legs instead of like 50 or whatever this one is. And also the upside down head thing makes it look like the other head is a happy face. So one head has like the orientation of like the antenna upside down. So then if you like flip it upside down, now this face is the sad face and this one's happy. So it's basically just like a two-ended bobbit worm. But also gigantic and bug ground type and very good. And I feel like this thing is it doesn't need to be any more complicated than it is, really, you know? This one I was really proud of doing. I feel like this is the only one that got rendered for the 10th episode of the Fakemon review. What's been done so far? I started doing a dramatic reading of the Fakemon review 10 script, which I will continue going through. But I feel this is where Wormungus is going to end up. Like, I could just put that there, yeah. I don't know. I'm sure there's something in the script as to why I made it blue and red. Let me read from the script with the redesign as I'm showing it off. So I'm going to bounce back and forth with the script. So I've actually done a redesign for Wormungus in the past. I've always liked the concept, so it's not really surprising. This is Wormungus 2.0 from a few years back. Notable changes are form, definition, length, leggies, teeth. It's held onto its two-headed gimmick because honestly I just love that. Anyone familiar with a certain kind of spooky looking underwater worm will know exactly what inspires these guys' crazy jaws. This is your freaky bizarre bug warning and your only chance to prepare yourself. Then we'd have Raiju saying, "My body is ready." I am of course referring to the bobbit worm, an undersea predator that buries itself and strikes with its insane jaws, pulling its prey into the sand. So, I'm not going to show a picture of a bobbit worm here just because I feel I don't need to. Apparently, bobbit worms can also split in half and regrow their own heads, becoming 2 worms, so the multi-head aspect actually unintentionally fits super well. Of course, I had to change the typing of Wormungus to bug ground, it just made too much sense, and also we don't have any fully evolved bug ground type outside of Wormadam. This is a huge step in the right direction of the redesign, but I can think it can still be improved a teeny weeny bit more. Firstly, it's just too long and spindly. It can still be huge without being an actual danger noodle. The number of legs was severely cut down, adding some little vestigial arms on both ends and having the legs be kept to the middle of the torso. Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, it has... You can't see it at the angle. So it has like 3 sets of legs in the middle, and then like it kind of has these arms further up. So it's like head, next segment, arm, next segment, next segment, next segment, leg, leg, leg. Next segment, arm, next segment, head. Yeah, so these are the vestigial arms up the top here. Adding to that dominant head struggle, and as a final twist to the original design, I reversed the features on the other head. So here you can see like the tusks are both on the bottom and then the antennas are both on the top. Here the tusks are on top and the antennas are on the bottom. I reversed the features on the other head, giving it what seems to be a happy demeanor, even if it is just the other head flipped upside down. I personally think that this supreme supersized sand striker is a big old cutie. And yeah, that is Wormungus. And I do love the idea of it turning upside down, and it's like, oh, this is now an angry face, yeah. But now it's a happy face, yeah. Perfect. I think this is great. So I think we can move on to the second guy here. Now I had no music. I don't think I had any other music kind of laid down for everything else besides that intro. I really want to listen back to me doing the intro later on and see what it sounds like. Okay, let's see. the script is kind of all over the place because I wrote it in like the classic fake mono review style where it's like we go through all the Pokemon and then look at the redesigns. But I feel like doing it kind of one at a time here is going to be a lot easier. Okay, so this is Mawsaw, or Rotoreel and Mawsaw, who did also get redesigns. So I'll talk about the two of them first, just because they are... That's the way the script would work. First thing, I wouldn't make the head features asymmetrical. Yeah, I feel like the antenna and the jaws could look the same, in a way. Still think it works. Also, there's just like simplifying the jaws to not have like all the spikes in them and stuff. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Can I extend this a bit? Just so I have space to actually work with. What's been done on the ghosts and stuff? I'm gonna head out. No problem, Master Chefy. It is midnight, and you do have work tomorrow. The fish are just gonna be a bear trap. I'm gonna keep the prison shark, but it's gonna be like a bear trap fish, properly. That like hangs around with Basculin and like eats their predators and traps them, and then you bring it underwater. It gets rusty and all that jazz. This design will be changed, but I feel the concept there is pretty good. I also need to maybe turn down the opacity of these guys. And then for the ghosts, I'm literally keeping the redesign line I did. I'm just removing the third stage. Because I feel like it's just a way better progression. And also, instead of explicitly snot, they are now just mucus, because ectoplasm is a thing. And they still have like the snot tie-in, but it's not just like, oh, they're snot ghosts. What is that? It's like, oh, it's ectoplasm. It's a thing that exists in the ghost community, because it was all there, you know. Then Wormungus, and now Rotoreel and Mawsaw. Rotoreel, just like rotation eel, and Mawsaw. So, let me see the script. So, following our big worm and staying on the theme of long, lanky lads, we meet Rotoreel, an electric type electric eel with rotary teeth. What prompted me to combine an eel with buzzsaws? Who knows? This guy is fine. It's not offensive or anything, but nothing about its design is really considered. It's literally just an eel with some cool teeth and weird fins. I sense the Tynamo line may have been responsible for me not making this guy a partial water type, or it could be due to what it evolves into. At level 40, Rotoreel will evolve into Mawsaw, an electric steel type with a saw-filled maw. Like Rotoreel, and the majority of this dex, it had no concrete inspiration. I just wanted to make something cool, and I really liked Mawsaw upon creating it, labeling it as one of my personal favorites. However, looking at it now, it's just fine. I created it so that we could have a strong physical attacking electric steel type, and honestly, I still do like that aspect of it. Those buzzsaw teeth do remind me of an actual animal that exists, which could provide a really cool basis for its redesign. But alas, we must move on. Except now I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the script and grab what I got. Alright, so I have the redesigns here as well. The first set of redesigns. Don't some eels literally have multiple jaws? I think so. I know there's fish at the bottom of the sea that have multiple jaws. It says a monster and Monster Hunter based off them. So these were the redesigns I did 2017, 2018 resurgence era, we can call it. Which aren't what I stuck with, but I'll read about these now. Because I have the thing. God, the redesign for this guy is so funny. what I eventually end up doing. It'll probably be changed, but I think it's kind of cute actually. Okay, so let's scroll up. Okay. Everybody shut up. Warriors have a second jaw. Interesting. All about that extinct shark with its early jaws? No, actually. So that spirally tooth thing is like a red herring about Helicoprion. So, surprising absolutely no one, I also redesigned the rotoreel line. And boy, are they different. Let me make them a little bit bigger. Just while I... Where the hell did they go? Autofill? Why are you down there? Come on. Let's program. Oh, Jesus. Oh, we're looking at monkeys. Monkey. Okay. Rotoreel almost looks... It does kind of look like your magnetic eel. Why did the eels have feet? It was fins. Because they were, like, land-based. I guess. You can't really put logic on anything in the Fake Man review decks. Okay, so... I redesigned, and boy, they're different. In fact, the redesign for Rotoreel is so unrecognizable that it has a new name. Sealing. Like S-eel-Y-N-G. Like a sealing eel. Basically, it can levitate, and it drops down on its prey from the ceiling of caves. So, that's referring to guy number 1 on the left. You're walking through a cave, and he's just like, I'm going to fall on you. Yeah, it's an electric eel that lives in caves. It's just the Dynamo line, but with buzzsaws. It definitely resembles a crocodile more than an eel. Or, it definitely resembles a crocodile more than an eel. I guess I was struggling to figure out a good way to incorporate the buzzsaw teeth, so I also gave it a long snout. I do like the dex entry I came up with for it. A cave dropper, kind of, I guess. It's before I knew what drop bears were. No, it wasn't. That's a lie. Theorized... No, this redesign was before. The script wasn't. Theorized to have been stranded in caves due to the dramatic changes in the sea level from prehistoric times, this once scrawny scavenger adapted to fall on its prey from the roofs of caves, rather than waiting for its prey to drift down to the ocean depths. That lore is pretty cool, not gonna lie. That's in the script, and I also think that lore is pretty cool. That it reverses, like, the... Instead of stuff drifting down, it drifts down to stuff. How does the final form look like it's laughing uncontrollably? Why does it have a massive tongue? Like, Mawsaw was also updated, being called Mawsaum. Like M-A-W-S-A-U-M. Just adding the word awesome into its etymology. Because honestly, it's still pretty cool. I don't think this thing is like too bad. The concept is still lacking still. There's like no cohesion. Also, these two have levitated their ability in order to counteract their enormous weakness to ground type attacks. Definitely inspired by Electros having no weaknesses and my frustrations when the Magnemite line are clearly floating, but still get dismantled by Earthquake. If they're stuck in caves, could turn them into eyeless cave salamanders? Maybe. Oh, I could make them like an ohm. I'm gonna write that down. Oh, because isn't like a... Or, sorry, yeah, because isn't like... Isn't this like the animal, and then there's like a electric measurement? An ohm is the measurement of two resistances between a conductor, OHM, and then OLM is the animal. So it could be like ohmum. Yeah, okay, that's a very good fucking concept straight out the gate. An ohmum. So I could call one of them like Olmolm and the other one Olmolm. Alright. We'll keep that in mind. Because the redesigns, the new redesigns I did for them aren't, still weren't there. But I think they were kind of closer to a concept. It's just the buzzsaw teeth kind of aspect. But we'll see, we'll see. So, Mossum glides through the murkiest depths of caves, eating jewels and minerals with its buzzsawed jaw. Stone hunters beware, as they are known for consuming more than just rocks. I love a fucking good Grizzly Sun and Moon style Dex entry. So here we go, okay. Imagine running into this guy in the Sinnoh Underground. Obviously this was before BDSP came out and they fucking didn't do anything interesting. Imagine running into this guy in Sinnoh Underground while you're mining for spheres. Maybe it could steal them from you and you'd have to chase it down and defeat it to catch it and gain them back. Maybe player traps could affect this roaming thief and alert you when it's near. What a fun idea for a new minigame. Anyway, these guys are good, but they can do it a bit more. So let's get the new redesigns I did. Why is it colored cheat orange? I don't know what's purple. What, this guy? Again, you can't really ask any questions that I have answers to about the original decks. It's colored those colors because they are colors and I made them the colors. Being a Carbink cornered by Sableye with Moss on. Yeah, it's like there's just so many interesting opportunities they could do with concepts that we already have. Like a thief, the underground already has traps and treasure. It's like just have like even a Sableye running around stealing gems from you, and you can like set up traps to keep it away. It's just like, come on, Game Freak. Okay. So the redesigns are, or the 2021 ones, were this. Which are really kind of goofy, but I kind of love them at the same time. I'll put you there. Make you even smaller. Maybe them and the shark dudes are rivals. Maybe they could definitely be version exclusives. Because they are both steel type. The left one is baby. Yeah, it is. So. They are very goofy. For rotoreel / sealing, I decided to really lean into the eel aspect, giving it a jagged body resembling a lightning bolt and some battery-inspired pupils. So yeah, you can't see the other pupil, but like one is a plus and one is a minus. Its lower jaw has got some fearsome teeth, but nothing too crazy. I imagine it would be a practical mod to keep around, maybe being able to restart a car battery by biting onto it and stuff like that. A reliable, chompy, floaty boy. So it kind of has like this weird like lower jaw. These don't spin or anything. Now, please tell me I wrote about the second one. Okay. Okay, I have so much stuff here. So much stuff. Okay. So we have an eel with buzzsaw teeth. But what can we evolve it into that isn't just a larger eel? The first thing that the teeth reminded me of was Helicoprion, a historic shark with a totally bizarre lower jaw. A step in the right direction, but not exactly what we're looking for. Maybe another fish could provide the perfect influence? Maybe some sort of eel-like shark, with bizarre teeth that could be easily be interpreted as a buzzsaw. Now, I'm no fish biologist, but I'm not an idiot either. An eel shark? There's no way that exists. What do you think I am? Some sort of fuck? And then it would cut to a picture of an eel shark. Also known as a frilled shark. If I can get a picture of. That's not a picture of a frilled shark. That's still not a picture of a frilled shark. Can I get a picture of a frilled shark, please? Give me the picture of the fucking shark. This is a frill shark. Which is kind of sussy looking, not gonna lie. But if you look at a frill shark's teeth, they kind of look like buzzsaws. They have the same shape as like a... They also kind of look like ohms, I'm not gonna lie. Introducing the frill shark, which has 300 recurved needle-like teeth. Or, if we get creative with it, buzzsaw chompers. Despite settling on the perfect animal, designing Mawsaw 3.0 proved to be quite a challenge. Its new pre-evolution has a jagged body, so why not take that to the extreme? Make its entire body a buzzsaw. So, like, it has a long body that it spirals up on all of the back spikes to make it look like a buzzsaw. Obviously, it can still float around as normal, but when in battle, it would adopt this deadly formation. I was initially thinking when at rest, juvenile eel babies could latch onto its underbelly, absorbing excess energy and giving the whole family a sentient thundercloud kind of vibe. Because, like, the idea was, let's actually start drawing now, because I was doing a lot of reading. Where's the Mons? Let's put that at 25. Yeah, one of the ideas I was going for was if the babies look like lightning bolts, the parent would kind of like swim around in midair, and then the babies would kind of like latch onto its underbelly to absorb electricity. And the whole thing would kind of look like a storm cloud. Maybe. This doesn't have toothbrushes, it has teeth brushes. Yeah, it's like I'm not entirely married to the idea. I suppose the only thing that's kind of keeping me from turning them into ohms is teeth. You know, because, like, I feel like the ohm pun is really good, is the thing. But the teeth are kind of also a thing. Because I'm not... These guys are cute, but I'm not entirely married to them still. Because, again, I've kind of stepped away from these for, like, 2 years. Do ohm of teeth? I imagine they have to. It's a pretty... cool idea for the thundercloud aspect. Arrivederci, goodbye, Gus. Because the thundercloud aspect is cool, but I'm just thinking now if I... Okay, because there's two things. There's one point kind of going against each of these. Because we can always combine animals as well, that's not a problem. But one is ohms are amphibians. And this is like a combo. I just want to go through everything and see like how many amphibians / combos we have. Because this dex is quite like lizardy, mollusky in a way. But also like it would still be an eel regardless, so. Tiny teeth forming a sieve. Interesting. Oh, how did my background move? Pokemon burps into microphone live on camera. Entire audience pukes rapidly. You know, I'm gonna delete this and I'm gonna just put it back in. And then I'm gonna lock it. So I don't know why it wasn't locked in the first place. Okay, because I just don't want to be doing the same shit over and over and over. Relationship to babies. No. You're kind of a frog. I feel like an Ohm is different enough anyway that it can just be its own thing. That's a combo. That's kind of a combo. Those are lizards. That's a crocodile. That's a group of Pokemon. Can't believe I'm turning Sunflora into a black hole, but it's gonna be incredible. Yeah, because there's like the rock stars who kind of have the babies on the shoulders, and then I'm sure there's another guy where it had like the babies incorporated to it, but if it's only the... I think it's the fact that it's two electric Pokemon that do it. Because this guy is like the baby Amps and he's electric type, and then this one has the baby Stormcloud aspect, as also electric type. I don't know is the thing. But it could be an Ohm eel, you know? There's nothing to say that it can't just be multiple things. Storm what? Cloud? Did I say something else? Tank with tap. Yeah, I have a lot of like parent, good parent. Oh Jesus Christ! Okay, so this one's electric. This one's also electric, and it's steel. And then a tank is also steel. It's like just these two types and being parents. Let me get a picture of an Ohm in here. Ohm. These are really goofy looking guys. They have no eyes as well. And honestly, I think we could do a Pokemon with like less eyes. Or like no eyes at all. Or more Pokemon with no eyes. And then an Ohm is... I feel like the aspect of electricity that we haven't seen in Pokemon. So everything talks about volts, you know? And then like you've Ampharos and there's definitely some other amp based. I don't remember seeing Ohm anywhere. Like ohms are long, eel are long. Do ohms have anything to do with electricity? Ohm animal. Let's take a look. Are ohms the same as axolotl? They're not the same animal, although they're both types of aquatic salamanders. This thing could just swim through the air inside the cave. Completely blind. And it uses like electromagnetism to sense its surroundings maybe or something. Oh, it has like the fucking shark organ. But which might not make sense in real life. But it does still. It does. Let me say shark organ. Let me say blind. Okay, so let's do some ohm research. A lot of underwater animals do detect electromagnetic fields. Yeah, and it's an amphibian, so... Fuck it. And an eel. Okay, this is a big, long page. So let's get reading. The ohm or Proteus. It's also known as a Proteus. Interesting. Proteus. Ohmius. Protome. Trying to get names for these two. It's an aquatic salamander, which is the only species in the genus Proteus. So it's the only fucking one of its thing. That's insane. Exclusively cave dwelling. Coolly. Gotta go work in the morning, night. Thanks for joining us, Welsh. It's always a pleasure. In contrast to most amphibians, it is entirely aquatic, eating, sleeping, and breathing underwater. That's very interesting. Living in caves found in in the Alps. I thought this thing would be in like South America. It's in Europe. And in Italy and Slovenia. It was first mentioned in 1689 by the local naturalist Valvasor in his Glory of Duchy of Carniola, who reported that after heavy rains, the Olms were washed up from underground waters and were believed by local people to be cave dragons' offspring. Okay, I feel like doing an Olm is pretty good basis here. There's a lot of stuff we can base this off. Because they live in caves already. People think they're dragon babies, but they're not. I want to do a video as well where I like make like a kind of Sudowoodo mimic of every type. Because after Mimicarp, it's like Sudowoodo is perfectly designed to be a grass stand-in because rock resists like all of the things that grass are weak to. And I think it's good against all of them as well. Whereas with Mimicarp, it's like it's not good against the types that water's weak to, but it does resist them. Because water is only weak to grass and electric, and dragon resists both of those things. So I want to like find a few more types that are kind of like that. That was a bit of a segue, tangent, whatever. I will need to pee in a sec. That was too much information. The cave salamander is most notable for adaptations to a life of complete darkness in its underground habitat. The Olm's eyes are undeveloped, leaving it blind, whereas its other senses, particularly the sense of smell and hearing, are acutely developed. Most populations also lack any pigmentation in their skin. The Olm has 3 toes on its forelimbs, but only 2 toes on its hind feet. Interesting. It exhibits neoteny, retaining larval characteristics like external gills into adulthood, like axolotls. The word Olm is a German loanword that's corrupted to English. It may be a variant of the word molk, which means salamander. It is also called the human fish by locals because of its fleshy skin color. So that's cave salamander or white salamander. The Olm's body is snake-like. Okay, let's see if there's anything. The primary external difference between the sexes is the cloaca region. Yeah, there's a black Olm. The white skin color of the Olm retains the ability to produce melanin and will gradually turn dark when exposed to the light. So they just are never exposed to light. It's a tiny teeth forming a sieve. How do teeth form a sieve? I guess our teeth do that too, but... they just have a bunch of normal teeth. It's just the way they were describing the teeth made me feel like it was a weird thing. Okay, and like the kind of... These could be like copper or something. You know? It's capable of detecting electric signals, so it always knows where it is, yeah? And then it's what makes it evolution worthy and what makes it electric steel type in the evolution. This whole thing is like I don't think this one necessarily jumps on people anymore. I feel like I don't feel an Olm is like scary. I know it could. Okay, Okay, cave-dwelling animals have been prompted, amongst other adaptations, to develop and improve non-visual sensory systems in order to orient and adapt to permanently dark habitats. The Olm sensory system is also adapted to life in a subterranean aquatic environment. Unable to use vision for orientation, the Olm compensates with other senses, which are better developed than in amphibians living on the surface. It retains larval proportions like a long, slender body. So here's the thing with it evolving, it doesn't change anything. This cave in Croatia that glows blue. There's a cave in Pokemon that also glows blue, which is what this thing's original basis is based on. Photoreceptors, chemoreceptors, mechano and electroreceptor. Fucking hell, it already has them. Sensory feel inner ear to receive sound waves in the water as well as vibrations from the ground. The complex functional morphological orientation of the sensory cells enables the animal to register sound sources. As this animal stays neotenic throughout its long lifespan, it is occasionally exposed to normal adult hearing in air, which is probably also possible for Proteus as it is in most salamanders. Hence, it would be of adaptive value in caves, no vision available to profit from underwater hearing. To recognize particular sounds and eventual localization of prey from other sounds, i.e. acoustical orientation in general. Behavioral tests have shown sensitivity to detecting underwater sound waves reaches an area frequencies. A new type of electroreception sensory organ has been analyzed in the head of Proteus, utilizing light and electron microscopy. These new organs have been described as ampullary organs. Ampullary. Like some other lower vertebrates, the Olm has the ability to register weak electrical fields. Some behavioral experiments that the Olm may be able to use Earth's magnetic field to orient itself. In 2002, Proteus was also found to align itself with natural and artificially modified magnetic fields. It's already fucking magnetic. It already has those things within it. I don't have any magnetism on. I don't think so. In the decks. I feel like these are the... They sound like count ice magnetism. Magnetism? Shit, boy. Maybe it's just its teeth and stuff become steel as it evolves. Oh, gosh darn it. I could even keep this like the same kind of... Let's just adapt or redesign straight into this. Could still do like the long kind of lightning bolt shaped body. Isn't it? You have to have metal on it. Let's look at some steel types and kind of see what the gist is. Meowth is steel, Aggron is all steel, Registeel steel, Clink and Clang are all steel, Meltdown and Melmetal Mercury, Berserker is steel, Q-Fanta Caparage are made of metal, Orthworm is made of metal, Celix, Skarmory, Mawile, metal, Iron, metal, Beldum, Metang, Metagross, Jirachi, like its head is kind of metal, I guess. Bronzong, Dialga, metal, Cabalion's kind of doesn't really scream steel type. Honage, Doublade, Age Sash are all swords, Gudra have metal shell, Klefki is curing, Celesteela is all metal, Magirn is metal, Geraldon's metal, Vervroom and Revroom are all metal, Golden Go is coins, Archidon is metal, Iron Crown is a robot, Stansure and Sandslash have like metal picks. Yeah, but Lucario is a dork. Diglett and Dugtrio have Pele's hair, which is some sort of fucking metal in the real world. Magnemite and Magneton, self-explanatory. Fortress is just as hard as steel, but its shell is also kind of steel, I guess. As a Scizor, it evolves with Metal Coat. Empoleon is sharp, it's metal. Shield on Bastion. Wormadam Trash Cloak is like... what's the word I'm looking for? Fibers. I can't think of the name. Like insulation. Lucario is an idiot. Probopass is magnetic. Is also steel. Yeah, I think. I think if it's magnetic, it could have like some filings somewhere on it. Because a few Pokemon have done that now. Because a lot of steel types do have like metal imagery on them. Even Lucario, which doesn't make sense, has like... But Probopass has like the iron filings. And its body is like a lot smoother than Nosepass. They all do something, basically. Like, visually. Is what I'm saying. It's not just like, oh, they're metal because they're magnetic. Filings could be whiskers, that's what I was thinking. Then maybe when it evolves. So it's like Subdork. What about the teeth? Do I need to keep the teeth? You know what I mean? Like, how important are the teeth to keep? Because I feel like the Om concept is really good. And I feel like the buzzsaw aspect is just kind of like not there. That makes sense. Hey Tony, what's up? Who knows for the concept? Yeah, but then I'm like, are these even truly like an adaptation of what was there? I mean, they're both long cave dwelling things. I don't know, I feel it's definitely like there. It's just it's kind of a big jump in terms of like species and concepts. They're both long animals that live underwater. Then they don't live underwater. So I get, yeah, it's fine. I think we can move on from this. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get some water and I'm going to go for a waz. So everybody stay seated. I'll be right back. Hey. Hey. So I can't talk very loud is the thing. Because there's some shenanigans going on. So it's like, do you mind if I'm whispering into the microphone? Is it weird? That was me. Don't worry about it. DBASMR. Exactly. I was not expecting that BRB to be half an hour. Yet here we are. So sorry about that. What did I miss? Okay. Shiny Dipplin pisses. Is it gonna piss on the moon? Okay. Weedle is the only Pokemon that cannot learn a normal type move. It's kind of fucked. Weirder's name comes from weird, which is a Scottish word for supernatural. Fig Newton has a Homer face in their tail. Quillfish was Evo in Gen 2, but it was good. Did you know that Golden Go is Pokemon? Beartrix looks like a Batu. Out of all Pokemon, there's only one who was able to evolve. Different Pokemon to be. It is male or female. Was able to evolve different. I think it's wording of that is wrong. Because Snorunt and Kirlia also do that. So it's out of all Pokemon, there's a Pokemon who is like forced to evolve, depending on its gender. Because technically, Kirlia and Snorunt can do it as one. Double jump scare. The evolutions in Hitmons to have a branched evolution. We're gonna have more than 2 different mons. Very true. It's just like the Hitmon line where they're all the same type as well. As its Japanese name, Kakebutsu suggests jumpers. It's a Terra-Terra-Butsu. Ironically, it can also learn rain dance. Because they're designed to keep rain. Let's get along that list. About an hour and a half. The BRB was too long. Despite its name, Petra is important to ignore it. Am I having fun? Yes, I was. The Gen 1 evolutions have a quick. So where it goes. Well, actually, secondary colors. That's interesting. Lariana's orange. Durandon. It's not G-Max forms. I've seen that. Or Gen 8 is just Slugmo's the only Pokemon. Cascoon is the only Pokemon the Game Boy. Oh, interesting. shotgun skin. Damage an olive bow. In Gen 3, Lugia has an off model. Detail where her blades on her back are black instead of blue. Interesting. It's a Pikachu. Of course it is. Oh, there's a music trim. Turn up the beat. Okay, let's see. What if I put my beard on the... Oh. I'm sounding quiet. What could that be? What if I turned up my gain? Superiorly. Is this better? I'm all caught up on chat. Am I audible? Or am I still quiet? Because I could just turn up the gain even more. Baba Booey. Okay. So, these fucking guys. Sorry to me articulate earlier, I'm good now. Basically, there's someone here and I shouldn't be here at the moment. And I didn't ever want to be here. So I have to stay very, very quiet. It's like a but that shouldn't have come up. That was a spoiler. Okay, let's talk about these first. My bull rhythm is thrown off. Get out of here. Get out of here, you dork. Okay, so. Who ate my script? Who ate my script? Who ate my script? Scroll all the way up. So these are Doorspill and Blue Gush. So like dorsal fin, spill, and beluga whale gush. Its name comes from dorsal and it doesn't even have any fins. So I don't know what's going on. Do you want to continue this at a better time? Perhaps. Let's do that. Sure, I can come back. We can do the second half of this. Oh yeah, there's still loads to go. Okay. I'll be back later. Goodbye, everyone. It's been real.